Shall we move on to Dynamite?
Yeah, let's do it. Dynamite had a lot of good matches this week, and I just want.
Speaking again, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying I just want to touch on most of the good matches because they had a good handful of bangers.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of negativity online, all last week, the AEW doom and gloom has been everywhere.
Right.
It's falling off. It's downhill. Bad stories. Old wrestlers. A lot of negative talk, really, about the state of AEW. And you knew Tony was going to come back with some big matches. We see announcements all over the place. Jay White versus Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
With the returning Mark Briscoe. We see Keith Lee versus Samoa Joe set up on Collision for this week's Dynamite. We see MJF versus Daniel Garcia. And we see Swerve versus Penta. And while all of these matches are good on paper, that's one of the problems with Dynamite is that we get a lot of rushed matches with no build. And why that will do well for one night of excitement, I don't think that gets people excited long term unless you can build and mold stories around the matches. And we see that with the Swerve and Hangman feud. Like, that's one of the major feuds right now that I can get behind. But for the most part, there's not a ton of stories in AEW that I'm excited about right now. Would you agree? Would you disagree? Do you have anything you want to bring up?
Yeah, I somewhat agree with that, I would say. I'm mostly going back to, like, you know, when you talk about the big matches with no build, I feel like it's great for, like, a live crowd. Like, if you're, like, going to a show and you're like, oh my God, I'm seeing all these great matches. I'm seeing MJF wrestle, Daniel Garcia. I'm seeing Penta and Swerve get the fight. I'm seeing, you know, Keith Lee and Samoa Joe go head to head. Like, as a live audience member in the crowd, you're probably loving it. Like, this is great. You know, like, just like you set everything aside just for one night. You want to enjoy some wrestling. You want to, like, have fun and just, like, watch bangers after banger. Dynamite is the show to go to, I would say, if that's what you really, really enjoy and want to watch. But
without a doubt, week to week, AEW puts on the best wrestling matches. I enjoy watching matches better on AEW programming than any other place. Yeah. Continue your thought.
But going back towards, you know, the TV aspect of it, a lot of people, you know, want to follow story. They want to get invested in the characters. They want to be like, okay, what's going on with this guy? Why are they in a match right now? Why are they feuding? Like, a lot of people look at it because, like, a lot of people love watching TV, but we all love drama. Just think of all the huge TV shows out right now. TV shows is making, like, a huge, like, you know, comeback, and everyone's loving everything. And Netflix is doing the HBO, all that stuff. So everyone's really, really into TV right now. They love drama. So I feel like for the TV folks, they need a little bit more. They need a little bit more story. They need a little bit more emotion and more drama. So I feel like they can bring that out a little bit more for AEW. But for the live shows, I feel like they're killing it. If you're, like, going to a show and it's like if AEW is in town, you definitely got to go to the show because you're going to see a great, great show. But on the other hand, with the TV side, it's like, you know, just build it up a little bit more for the TV viewers, I would say.
Yeah, you want to be, like you said, story-driven content, storytelling. Yeah. Storytelling gets you emotionally invested. And right now, I'm not fully emotionally invested in a lot of things. One of the main stories on TV every week, is it overdone? Is it done too much? Is the MJF story. We see so much. I've said it for 3 weeks straight. Dynamite has become the MJF show. He's got multiple segments all revolving around him with a ton of different people. Wardlow, Samoa Joe, Roderick Strong and the Kingdom with Adam Cole's side. We got Jay White and the BBC, the Bang Bang game, BBG I should say. Jesus, Bullet Club Gold, BCG. And so some people there's too many unresolved issues in that. And it's so hard to figure out, like, what should we care about, because there's so much stuff to care about.
Yeah, I want to say this. Just like interject here. Just one thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
It kind of feels like they're stalling for something. Like it's like,
could it be Adam Cole's return?
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, okay, we gotta. They just like we keep peppering in this devil thing. We got to keep peppering in because like I feel like they should just show it already because it's kind of getting like, come on now. They just go attack.
Well, I think
every single week.
the Adam Cole.
Yeah.
The Adam Cole injury hurt this a lot.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the devil? You know, it's not Max. It's clear as day. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be Max.
Right.
We saw the cronies jump him. Jesus, my alarm going off. We saw the cronies jump him. Who do you think? Who do you think is under the devil mask? We've seen a lot of rumors online.
Of course, yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I feel like Adam Cole is up there to be probably the main one, or I've seen a lot of people saying Jack Perry. That could be interesting because Jack Perry hasn't came back yet, and we are interested to see how they're gonna bring him back. So that's like the two big candidates right now. Of course, people go say CM Punk, but that's just a long shot. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I hate to burst anybody's bubble. You don't put out a press release saying you fired somebody if you haven't really fired somebody.
Right. Yeah.
He's not coming back. At least not right now. Jack Perry is a good guess. I just feel like it immediately stalled when Adam Cole left.
Right.
And I think it's a clear cut that it's Adam Cole and that Roderick Strong and the Kingdom are all under the mask. It's 4 guys. It makes perfect sense that it's Adam Cole and the Kingdom. That's my guess. Maybe I'm wrong, and I would be excited to see it, but I do agree that I feel like we're stalling.
Yeah.
And it's time to move it forward, and I think that's a problem right now with Dynamite, is that there's too much stuff that seems like it matters, but hasn't proven it matters yet.
Exactly.
They're
just kind of a little rut right now. It's not their fault. Adam Cole got hurt. It's unfortunate events. They just have to figure out a way, maybe a better way to go about it. But I don't know. I'm not the booker, so I don't want to fantasy book or say I do it better or anything like that.
This, yeah.
It's just the fact
we don't fantasy book here on Lighten Up Brother.
It's just the feeling I have and you have, maybe you have, and other people have. It's just what we feel right now. I just feel right now just kind of stalling a bit, and that's just my personal take on it. But that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I enjoyed Mark Briscoe's return and him fighting Jay White. I enjoyed the continuation of Swerve versus Hangman, and Swerve and Penta put on a really good match. And then Hangman gets revenge for the B&E that Swerve committed last week, the breaking and entering. Does the dead eye off the stage through a table.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Fun continuation there. And then Samoa Joe beats Keith Lee in a really fun match, and then decides to vacate the the ROH Television Championship to pursue the AEW World Title. I enjoyed that, and I thought it was a bunch of good matches. And that was a good twist to the story. It sucks. I don't like champions vacating the title for no real reason, but he can't afford to lose right now, and I understand that. But again, a lot of wait and see. Yeah. I liked Hikaru Shida and Timeless Tony Storm segment on Dynamite. And then the rest of the stuff on Dynamite, I think we got in the rapid fire topic. So that's the biggest things I wanted to touch on there. Big topic-wise was just really good matches on Dynamite and touching on the devil subject. What else do we got?